Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the Universal Chinese. Let's continue to unpack some classical China character. Wait, lieutenant, uh, lieutenant, okay, is today's character. And you can see the two contemporary versions, simplified, traditional, are the same. Versus 2000 years ago gives us more clue of what's going on over there. Okay, so this character originally means ironing things flat. Oh, I mean, apparel mostly. And in ancient times, okay, this ironing imagery was expressed by hotness or fire. So we have this cone and the sparkles. That's our fire symbol. That simply um, symbolize the fire, symbolize the heat. Okay, because I guess the form factor back then of ironing things would be totally different from today's electricity powered iron. But the use and the purpose of that is the same, which is to make the clothing looks smooth, not wrinkled. So we present ourselves in decent look, right? And the clothing back then took me some time to realize, okay, this is what that is about. Okay, so this came all the way to hunter-gatherer age, even if we're talking about classical China's era, which would be about 10,000 years later than the Neolithic. Um, that in the caveman age, our human clothing mostly came from the skins of the animals. So ancient times, the animal skinning process would be this dead animal body. The reason why I know is because I came across another word which illustrates what skin is about by using the skinning process, by separating skin from the dead animal body. And so here we have this dead animal here, which is the skull is bulging, and then the rest of the body is a streamline. So it gives you the abstraction of what a dead animal would look like. Is the head cannot be flattened, but the rest of the body kind of deflated, right? And then there's two horizontal lines attached to it. Took me some time um, to get what that may mean. So this is my imagination. Okay, the two lines here simply to show us the wrinkles on that animal skin. And we use the fire. Probably, I don't know. If I would do it in ancient caveman age way, would be I put a stone, heat the stone up over the fire, and then, wow, I wonder if ancient times they have gloves, like a mittens, right? To oven mittens, but I doubt. But ancient times they probably have solution of heating the skin so that on the surface the wrinkles are smoothed. And then we have the right hand symbol in there. So this is operation by human hand applying the fire, the heat over the wrinkled skin, animal skin. So the whole thing is about making our look, the clothing smooth, wrinkle free. So it's about a presentation, about appearance, and then eventually extended that to a position, lieutenant. Lieutenant is a military rank, and Chinese use this clothes smooth clothing action word, which is iron in today's equipment, but ancient way of ironing clothing to symbolize that. Probably because lieutenant in ancient times are most likely clad in such crisp um, clothing to show that they take good care of their appearance because they are government officials, and most likely lieutenant is military officials. And I'm not sure why the administrative type of officials, like we talked about, the Qing or Xiang, who are more like a think tank or the communication officers back then, instead of military. Like the military officer here would have this smooth clothing imagery associated with it. So that's a mystery over there. Okay, expressions 太尉、县尉、少尉. So 太尉, Grand Lieutenant, is the ancient, I guess, within the military officer ranks. This is the top of the pecking order of the whole military ranking system. So in today's age would be the general of the army, something like that. So ancient times we would only historically in a over a certain period after Zhou. Gosh, I couldn't I couldn't instantly remember what a Zhou, what era was that? Not at least like 2,000 years ago that they established some rules about the rankings of people. And then Taiwei is one of the titles there. So it's a historical title, thousands of years ago. Okay, it's just safe to say that. So we call it Taiwei. There's a grand lieutenant. We pair this Tai also with Yang to mean the sun. So Tai give us this grand, this bigger than life or bigger than average person. So that's um, a title that we make sure by adding this in front of the lieutenant to make sure it means the top of the rank. Okay, 县尉 county level lieutenant. So 县尉 would simply be the second highest rank government official in a local government system. So I guess we have 县长, which is the leader, the chief of the county, and then we have 县尉, which even if it came from the military background, but in this case, also historically, that was used to mean it's the second second most important. So I guess ancient time also have this system of have a backup. So in case something happened to the leader of the county, to the head of the county, then this lieutenant was step second in line to take up the position in case anything happens. So that's the second most important. Okay, 少尉, young lieutenant. That simply means it's a younger in age, but also lower in rank. So in this case, actually, Chinese recognize 少 as both an age marker and a rank marker because the two probably, the longer you stay in a system, the higher rank most likely you got be, and if you're young, most likely you're not going to be high ranked. Okay, so here is a look. You see smooth clothing, well ironed clothing, and that is lieutenant. Still true host today. And I mean, even if today's lieutenant to the public facing side would most likely be symbolic, right? They don't probably serve any real purpose, mostly symbolic as a guard to authority over there, but at least they still look perfectly dressed for that role. So there we go. Wait, thank you for your time. See you another day.